Right, good evening, guys. Welcome to the preview show. Adam, Ryan, and myself are going to chat through some little event that might be happening this week. What we got going on, Adam?
I'm absolutely buzzing for it.
Oh.
This Masters week, I've got a remote. Woo!
It's only Tuesday when we record this, and it's already so exciting, isn't it? I love the Sky coverage. It's even better this year.
Yeah, like.
Oh wait.
I do such a great job of the coverage. I think like the British Open, they do a great job of. I like the range bit, but like when it goes to Augusta, count me in. I'm tuning in for all minutes of every single coverage.
Yeah,
I have booked the time off work. I've got my Sunday off. I will be there in my armchair all day. Lauren has been told that there is no interruptions. That is it.
It's
Sunday.
Going to be.
That's going to come back and bite
that
you.
That is going to be the one.
It's going to be even better next year, isn't it? Because it's going to finish so much earlier. So it's not. I mean, it wasn't late. Yeah. It wasn't late last year because obviously they brought it forwards for the storm. But it's going to be super early.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to fit our schedule a little bit better. There's no sort of staying up till, what was it, sort of 1 o'clock to, especially those ones where they finished really late in Augusta when they were, and they were almost playing in the dark. So it's going to help us, and there's not going to be as many late nights for us. So we're really, I just can't wait. I just want to get it on.
So what do we think about it being in autumn rather than in spring? Any changes you think going to be on the golf course? Any things they can do or can't do? Any changes?
Them lot that end can't not do anything. So, like, I don't know if you've seen Poulter on social media. I think he turned up Monday.
It was Monday.
And it was like few guys that wanted to know whether it's any different than April. It isn't. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, like,
they were still watering the greens.
They will literally. They can chuck whatever they want at it because they're Augusta National.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be a bit like, obviously the daylight hours are less? Do you think it's going to be getting a bit dewier, like as the sort of the latter players? So morning going to be a bit dewy, a bit moist in the air, and again in the evening. So you want sort of maybe you want to be through the middle of the day where it's going to be the drier. Yeah, obviously, if it's not raining, those sort of conditions may make a difference, a little bit less spin, a little bit more denser air, probably not going to carry as far, especially with plenty of water.
This time of year, or not? I don't know. Because normally they have it on a little bit, don't they, earlier in the week to try and start to pull some moisture out. Whether they'll have that on more, whether they'll leave some in, some on the first couple of days, let everybody sort of settle in and then sort of drag some moisture out of it that way.
It'll be so dependent on the scoring, won't it? Like it always is. It'll be dependent on the scoring, won't it? So it'll be if the players go crazy on Thursday, they'll just suck the moisture out of the greens.
Yeah, they won't let it get away, will they?
Yeah.
No, tucks and pins, etc. So right, betting then. We better have some picks. Adam, give us some notable names, and then we'll go around the table.
Okay, so just starting from the top, your man Bryson is favourite, 15-2. DJ 17-2. John Rahm 10-1. JT 11-1. Rory 12s. Xander 14. Brooks 16. Matsuyama 25. Patrick Cantlay 25. Hatton 28. Reed 28. Finau 28. Bubba Watson coming in some form, played well the last few weeks, 30. You got Colin Morikawa at 33s, Webb Simpson 33s. Notables around the 40s and bits, but obviously the main man, Tiger, 45-1 on
defending champion.
Right, yeah. I've got my Tiger red on.
Yeah.
But do we think the miracle can happen twice?
No. He hasn't played enough golf, I don't think.
He's not got the form that he had. He had like sparks of form last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was definitely potential in there.
Yeah. But you could never write him off around that golf course.
No,
true. Learn it inside out. So, yeah, you never know. I think he's a bit undercooked this year coming in personally.
So where are we going? Who are our picks? I'm obviously there's no surprises. I've been picking him all year. I'm going to stick with Bryson just because I've kept picking him, and I love what he's doing. We've spoke about it week in, week out. Obviously, he loves the attention, which you take it whichever way you like it. He's obviously, all the talk is this long driver, whether he's going to put this 48-inch driver shaft into play or not. And he plays to that. I'm sure by now he actually knows whether he's going to or not.
I think he's come out and said that he's not. It just takes too much of a toll on his body, I think he said.
Yeah. But he's still going to push 200-mile-an-hour ball speed, even with a regular length shaft, isn't he?
Well, so I saw on social media there was him hitting a drive on the range, and it was a 363-yard carry. Right. It's just, but you've got to do that over 4 days on. It's a tough course. It's a very technical golf course. You can't just smash.
Yeah, it is, but it's also wide open.
Yeah, the further you get down there, the wider it is, because they didn't think anybody's going to hit it in that bit. Not for their first shot, anyway.
It's it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, seeing as you're I'm going to stick with my man as well. I'm going JT, aren't I? I think he's played very well this year. He probably could have won a couple more, like Bryson. Probably could have won a couple more. He hadn't have had, a one bad day or a couple of bad holes in some cases. So his form's been good. He's I've got to keep picking him like you've got to keep picking Bryson. I'd be a fool not to. I think, go for it. JT's going to be my man.
Yeah, but I'd really like to see JT win. He's obviously, he seems like a nice guy. He's, son of a PGA pro, so there's a little bit there for us to kind of root for. He comes across really well. Comes across like he loves the sport as much as a lot of the other ones do. So yeah, it's good.
The bit I liked, he did the commentary on that match with.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I thought he was
brilliant, wasn't
he? Superb.
Yeah, it just seems to be that sort of. He just loves the game. It just sort of. You look at him play, and you look at him and go, he's just really enjoying his job. He's just going out there playing well. Obviously, you enjoy it more when you play well, but even when he plays not so well, or he loses out on a championship, he's very laid back and like, I didn't play well enough. It wasn't, there's no spitting dummies. There's no sort of really beating himself up. He's still like, I played pretty well for 3.5 rounds. I just sort of fell apart a little bit. Well, and doesn't take any sort of negativity into the next competition. He's straight away again, and that's what I think. I really like that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good role model. Tretty, where you going?
Come on then, Trett.
Okay. So I've picked him a lot throughout the year. Xander for me, just a guy that I really feel that once he wins one, he's going to win a lot. He just keeps knocking on the door. He's been close in an Open Championship. He put himself in contention around Augusta last year and came up a little bit short after, I think he had a bit of a bigger number first round. So it's one of those that he's just got too good a golf game not to win one at some stage. And I know we've said that about a lot of players down the years, but I just feel he's up there week in, week out. He's always at the top of a board. I think that not having the crowd there might help him. He does seem to get maybe a little nervy coming down the stretch. So with nobody about, that might play into his hands a little bit more. I just think he's learning the golf course, and he's just controls the ball very well into the greens, and he's got a very solid short game, and he putts half decent. But at that point, who knows? You never know.
It's one of those, isn't it? You can understand him being nervous on that first one, isn't it? First major to get over the line, and that's where potentially somewhere like Augusta with that back nine is a little bit easier, but equally you have to make the birdies on 13, on 15, hit it close on 16, because if you don't, someone else will, won't you? Especially Sunday.
They're really everyone knows those Sunday pig. They're all the same, and I think that's one of the Augusta things that we all know. You know where it's going to be on 12, where it's going to be on 16. Those sort of, and like you say with Xander, the pressure and the tension of hitting it close on 16 as well, because that on Sunday, that everything feeds in. And if you need that you need to get, there's a good birdie chance on 16 on a Sunday. And if you're chasing the pat, and with the pressure of all that gallery sort of sat around 16, and but this year without that there,
it could work one or two ways, and you've not got that pressure of them sat there. But obviously, if you make two there, you're literally buzzing, smashing one down 17. So then it's like, can you build yourself up, and can it give you that kickstart to then get it down 17? So I think it can work in two ways. I think if you're not experienced at that level and in that situation, it's going to be perfect for you. It's going to play right into your hands. Mm-hmm. If you're somebody like Poulter, if you made two there and the crowd went off, Poulter would absolutely thrive off that, and that would almost carry him home. Yeah. So I suppose there is that
go either way, I suppose, but it depends. Obviously, like I say, it depends on your mentality and how you feed off the thing. One thing I won't miss from not having the people there is people shouting, get in the hole after they've hit a driver on 18 or something.
Bryson may well hold a
Bryson May, he's probably the only one.
Not out of the realms of possibility this year.
Exactly.
But he's the only one, isn't he? Because I can't stand that. So the Baba Booies and all that
mashed potato.
Just mashed potato. I mean, what about you guys in the comments? Is that sort of something you like to see in golf? I mean, we love to see the fans there, and it's a shame that Augusta pride themselves on their patrons, don't they? And all the people, and how respectful people are at the golf. Yeah. But is that sort of shouting out just to be heard on TV and go, oh, did you hear Tiger's drive on 18? That was, that sort of...
I don't think that happens at Augusta as much, because I think if you say that once, you are gone.
You are gone.
See you later. Get that security guard. He's out of here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, the thing with Augusta is, as we all know, it is those roars, isn't it, that goes around, and they echo through the trees and stuff. And it will be odd. It will be odd with someone makes that massive eagle putt across 13 or 15, and it's just like silence. It's going to be really weird, isn't it?
It's going to be very strange, and it's going to look very strange as well. Uphill into the 9th is going to look like a green in the middle of a field. There's so much grass around that green, because normally it's 30, 40, 50 deep with people.
Yeah, how weird is 18 going to look as well?
Yeah, it's going to look just so strange. It's going to be weird, going up 18. You're going to be able to see the clubhouse.
Yeah.
You could never see the clubhouse.
No.
So,
it's going to be
it'll be weird. Okay, we need some outside opinions.
Outsiders, right. Go on then, Adam, you start.
Normal rules apply, 100 to 1 or more in the betting. Mm-hmm. So where are you going, Ryan?
I am still. I'm just flicking through the betting now. There's some names. There's some names.
Comes over and she wants to take your order.
Take your order. I haven't quite decided. Chicken or fish. I'm going to pick someone who I have picked this year. I'm going Abraham Answer. I picked him to win a tournament earlier in the year. So solid young player. Strikes a good ball like they all do. Anything can happen at Augusta, can't it? We know that. You string a couple of rounds together. You can really put in a good fight.
That is a proper outsider as well. Good work.
Yeah. Well, he's only 100 to 1.
Only 100 to 1.
Yeah. He's right at the top of your bracket.
Yeah.
Come on, where are you going?
I'm going Molinari, which I can't believe he's 100 to 1. He's shown well in the past. He loves a fight. He hasn't had the greatest form this year, admittedly, but as we've seen before, when Olazabal won when so many people have won their Tiger winning last year, you just have to have that spark of form to get it done. And he's played enough times around there. He's played and performed in massive, obviously, Ryder Cups and massive events and shown that he can do it. I mean, that would be awesome if he won it.
It would be absolutely class, yeah.
Especially after last year, and he looked, by all accounts, like he looked like he was going to win that last year. Like he
was in great shape, wasn't he?
And it unravelled real quick.
And that can happen around there.
Yeah, and you see, you remember. I think about on 12, and obviously they were playing 3 balls, weren't they? Mm-hmm. And it was Woods, Finau, and Molinari in that group. Mm-hmm. And Molinari had the honour and missed the green and stuck it in the water. Then Finau exactly the same, and then Tiger Woods, and that was, I think that was the mark of the champion that year, was he wasn't going for the pit, he just banged it on the putting surface.
Everybody said knock it over the middle bunker and putt in either direction.
Yeah, that's all it is, isn't it? Every time.
As soon as he'd hit it in the water, you knew exactly where Tiger was going to hit it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sort of thing he did every single time back in the 2000s. It was just literally like, I will play the proper shot, and you will mess it up, and I will walk through.
Yeah.
And then that putt that he left himself, it was almost like you'd have just given him that. Between 2000 and 2006, you'd have just said, well, you might as well just pick that up. He's going to hold that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
And I think maybe, like, for Molinari this year, has he learned, if he is in that position this time round, has he learnt from last year? I'm sure he has, and if he does, or anyone, like, I think as any golfer, you look at that and go, what happened there? What happened on that hole and the subsequent holes after that.
He just, like I'd have said, from that point, he just felt like he's chasing at that point, and he's chasing not anybody. He's chasing like the best that's ever lived. So good luck with it.
Yeah. So come on then, Trett. Who is your 100 to 1 plus?
So at 125 to 1, I'm going Kevin Kisner. Now, Kevin Kisner can play. That lad is an absolute stripe show at times. Doesn't always putt the greatest, but has popped up in a few bigger events and played really well. So I think there's some good value there. Mm-hmm. There was some very notable people down there, like Westwood's 110, Kuchar 125, Siwoo Kim 150, Gary Woodland, US Open champion at 150. Billy Horschel, 150. So there's some big names with some big odds. Stenson, 200. Bernd Wiesberger is the one. 200 to 1. Now, that's got to be an each way bet if they're playing top 10, sure.
That's crazy value. Like, he can... Kevin Na, not so much for me, but yeah. Previous champion, Danny Willett.
250.
250.
Yeah.
Again, he's one where it fell into his lap, wasn't it? It was like he didn't just hit one good shot, obviously, because he played 4 rounds and won the event, but everything just boom, all of a sudden fell into his hands. He hit that tee shot on 16, and that was that.
That was that.
Cabrera Bello, 250 to 1, and he's played really, really, again, another pick of mine this year. But like you say, anything can happen, and it normally does at that place, doesn't it?
I want to know who's put a pound on Larry Myers at 4,000 to 1. Is there anyone that's put a quid on him?
Someone will have done.
So I was having a little think, because we always talk about Augusta and how much we love to be there, love to play there. If you could play one hole, and I've thought about this quite a bit, which hole would you want to play? So you've got one, they go, right, okay, you can go on quickly, go and play one of them. I would play 12.
Yeah, I think that would be a fair choice.
Yeah, and the reason I love 12 more than a lot of the other holes on the course is because almost all the greens are surrounded with people.
Yeah.
Except 12, where they've got that lift, and they've only got a small gallery up by the tee box, and then that's it.
I don't know. It's a big grandstand.
Pretty big at the tee, but there's nobody around by that green.
When you get down there, it's literally just those guys, just down there, And I quite like that, because when everything's going on, they've got that small bit of sort of peace and quiet almost down there. And and obviously it looks amazing. My mum always says, like, when the golf's on, she's like, "Is that the pretty one with the azaleas?" Yes, mum. Yes, mum. That's the pretty one, and it looks stunning, doesn't it? And like you said, there's been so much. What we said, there's so much drama has happened on that hole as well. But I think that has to be my favourite hole on the course.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. And I think that if you, like you say, if you were to only go and play one hole, that's a strong shout, isn't it? So much has happened on that hole over the years.
Yeah,
I guarantee I'm not taking an 8-iron like those boys do, though. I'll be taking something a lot.
Oh, I don't know.
I want to be sticking.
You want to cover that bunker.
Cover that bunker.
Hit it in the bunker at the back. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't fancy the bunker shot coming back, though. Coming back down the hill.
Oh.
I don't know, if you're only playing, just sneak back and have another go.
Have another go.
Just keep hitting it in the water. I'll be fine. I'm fine. Just leave me here. I'm fine.
All day.
Yeah.
All right then. Go on, Tretty. Have you got a like one that really sticks out to you?
So I'll leave you on 12 and I'll walk to 13th tee. So for me, like 13 is a fantastic hole. It requires you to shape it. You can go at it two different ways. You can try and cut the corner. You can try and bend it round the corner with a fairway wood. You can try and hit an iron off there and lay it up. When you get into the landing area, it's just such a side slope. That ball's going to be a long way above your feet. For me, I'd probably, snap hook one into the trees left, punch it out from underneath a bush, over the creek, get it down there somewhere, fat it in the front water, take a drop, knock it out the back, chip it down, chip it back in the water, a couple of putts, and then we're good.
Yeah, you still be smiling.
I don't see me making any less than 9.
Great hole though. Great hole. Someone will make an awesome free there.
And it's not, if you get the tee shot away, it's obviously a very, very easy hole. But you get in the tee shot away and get it into a place. And then when you get it down there, if the ball is a long way above your feet, you don't really want to come up short down there. So it's going to go in the water. And then if you're back left and that pin is sort of centre right, then you've got that tricky, like big left to right breaking putt that's going to be fairly swift. Yeah. So it's just a great golf hole. I love the tracer off there. And it was interesting listening to the No Lane Up podcast this week, and they had Mark Leachman's caddy on there, and he was saying that one of the trees on the left-hand side of the 13th tee box actually got a cable tie around it, and they can cut the cable tie and the branch comes out. It's just like
cool,
that,
isn't it?
Like only at Augusta would you go, we'll tie that back for a little bit, and then if you get too brave, we'll bring that branch back.
Well, sorry, that's going back in there. All right.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
That's class, isn't it? I just love it. I love stuff like that.
I love stuff like that. It's just brilliant. Come on in, Si, where are you going?
So you've probably arguably taken the two best holes, arguably, on the golf course. I think for me, I'd go to 11 if I couldn't go to 12 or 13. Complete that amen corner kind of feeling. There's so many iconic shots hit on that 11th hole over the years, hitting that tee shot and hitting those second shots from where Tiger hit those second shots down the right hand side in the pine needles. You've obviously got Larry Mize's chip in there. You've got Faldo, who hold a massive putt across that green in the pouring rain to win a playoff. You've got obviously Faldo also the year that he won it against Nicklaus, knocked it in close and birdied that as well. That second shot, where do you hit it down to the right? Do you try and draw it in and take the water on? That back left pin position. I think 11's a great hole that maybe doesn't.
I hope you get up and down.
Exactly. Whack it out right and just putt it up from the side there. But I think 11's a great hole, and it's one of those where you can have a bit of a lash off the tee. As a right-hander, it generally will go down the right-hand tree line, which will normally give you that punch shot through. And again, it will just be interesting to see where they hit it to this year. Are they getting over the top of the hill? Are they getting a little bit further down the hill? It's just that classic camera angle, isn't it? And this is one of the things that we always say about Augusta. you know what hole it is just because the camera's always in the same place, and the camera pans to someone at the top of that hill, and you're like, oh, well, they're hitting into 11, aren't they? And it's just that classic camera angle, and that's one of the things about the golf course. And
it's interesting. It's one of the for me, like one of the only greens that you actually actively see them trying to run something on the front.
Yeah.
Very much like everything's false running up and on, whereas you can run it down the hill, and if they are punching it out, they've still got a chance to feed that on the front and let it feed in off that right hand slope. Great hole.
So I mean, I think that pretty much wraps us all up, really, doesn't it? We are proper excited about it, aren't we?
Let's just get it on. It's Tuesday now. It's when you're lot are watching this, it's Wednesday, and we're bursting.
It is disappointing the par 3's not being held. That is annoying. I kind of understand it, I suppose, but it is it's disappointing. Yeah,
best part of the week for me. That sit and watch the par 3 all night. Brilliant. Tony Finau, he's really happy because his ankle's staying in place. So.
Not going to snap his ankle this year. Brilliant. So, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Do all the YouTuber type stuff. Stick us a comment in there. Who is going to win? There is going to be a Masters giveaway. If you have stuck around to the end, there will be a Masters giveaway running this week. So get involved in that competition. Good luck. Enjoy the Masters. And we'll see you down here on the channel next time.
Bye, guys.